Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today our group will present about food and beverage industry that impacted by COVID-19, which is Kalila cinnamon roll. Next. The background of the company. Next. As you can see here, this is Siti Kalila, and she is a student in University Technology Petronas, UTP, pursuing a Bachelor of Chemical Engineering. She lives in Gombak, Selangor. She decided to open a business selling cinnamon roll, Kalila cinnamon roll, in November 2019. The reason she opened the business is she wants to find her own income without burdening her parents. There are two flavors of cinnamon rolls that she sells, which are original flavor and Oreo flavor. The price for original flavor is RM2.50, while the Oreo flavor is RM3 per each. Next.
The next one is the critical areas of impact due to the COVID-19. Next. The first one is supply disruption on supplying raw material. She faced difficulty because these ingredients were always out of stock. The supplier always delayed in supplying the raw materials in her areas due to COVID-19. The second one is lack of customer order because customers cannot pick up the food at her house due to the restricted movement control order MCO. She only received orders for people who are willing to pick up at her house. During MCO, people are not allowed to cross the state. And the third one is people are afraid to buy outside food because they are worried that they might be affected by COVID-19 due to the food hygiene and their own safety. People are scared of COVID-19 because it can easily spread to other people and they are worried that the process of making and preparing the food is not in a hygienic way. Next.
The next one is the risk treatment, which is the first one is avoidant, high probability and high impact. Kalila registered her business in GrabFood to make it more easier for the cinnamon roll to be delivered. GrabFood also made a lot of promotions during MCO that can attract the potential customers.
The second one is loss prevention. Instead of going to the same supplier, which is ALISSA Mart, she moved to the other supplier, which is KK Supermart, in order to get the ingredients for her cinnamon roll. Even though the shop is far from her house and the ingredients are a bit more expensive than ALISSA Mart. Next is Kalila promote her business through TikTok and Instagram. She posts the content of how she prepared the cinnamon roll to gain her customer trust in the content of hygiene. And lastly is retentions. Kalila maintained the flavor of cinnamon roll, which is Oreo and original, even after the MCO happened. She tends not to have a variety of flavor. Next.
Next are risk monitoring and control. Next. The first one is risk management plan. The Grab food delivery service is not really helping her. According to 2020, the commission fee for Grab food is around 25% to 32%, while Kalila keeps receiving around 70%. The step that she needs to do a treatment again is she going to do cash on delivery COD service as she thinks it is more worried for her. The step that she needs is to get the MCO movement permit form for her friends due to this movement control order MCO that does not allow people to cross state. Next.
Next is risk assessment towards the operational system. Kalila bought all of the ingredients at ALISSA Mart. However, the ingredients were always faster out of stock and the supplier always delayed in supplying the raw materials in her areas due to COVID-19. Kalila has switched to KK Supermart to buy ingredients for making the cinnamon rolls. Unfortunately, the ingredients at KK Supermart are a bit more expensive than ALISSA Mart and a bit far from her house. And Kalila has overcome the problems by deciding to buy directly from a supplier, which is Bakewell Supplies. Even though Bakewell Supplies is a bit far from her house, the ingredient is cheaper than ALISSA Mart and KK Supermart.
Next are risk assessment towards the organizational process. Kalila can doing a smart collaboration with Harold's Bread Bakery. Create Kalila X Harold's Bread in order to attract more customers and to expand her small business. This will help her business to take the opportunity to be known by other people through this collaboration. Next.
The next one is recommendation, which is the first one is the variety of flavor. For example, Kalila can try Lotus Biscuit flavor that is very popular and is a trend nowadays. By this, she can follow the trend to attract her customers.
Next is a new method in developing her business. She can make and sell cookies through Shopee because cookies can be also posted to another state. So she can reach a wider audience from many states. And lastly, open a cafe. She can rent a place nearby her house to expand her business, so her business will be known by many people.
The next one is insurance contracts, which is the first one is principle of subrogation, which the definition is according to Julia in 2020. Subrogation is a concept that describes an insurance carrier's legal right to prosecute a third party that incur an insured insurance liability. This is done in order to recoup the value of the claim paid to the insurer by the insurance carrier for the loss. So the problem that Khalila had is Khalila does have a limited number of customers in selling cinnamon roll, because cinnamon roll is easily to be expired if she wanted to send the cinnamon roll to the other states. So the explanation for this problem is, as from this, she can try to sell cookies through Shopee, where she can fulfill the demand of a customer from another state by sending it using a courier. Besides, if the cookies have any damage after she packed the cookies carefully, she can claim the insurance from Shopee, and Shopee will be responsible for the damage.
Next is principle of insurable interest. According to Alexandra, the term insurable interest refers to a form of investment that protects against financial loss, where the destruction or loss of an asset, incident, or activity will result in financial loss or other burdens. An individual or organization has an insurable interest in it. So the problem is she wanted to rent a place nearby her house to expand her business. But as for her experience, she know that the place is not really safe as there are a lot of the occurrence of theft. So from here, we can see that if there any theft case happen at her cafe, she need to suffer the loss on herself. Next.
The next one is conclusion. So in conclusion, in doing business, there are ups and downs. As the business owner, they need to have a different strategy and plan in order to overcome all the risks that might happen. Even though the COVID-19 is not really cured yet, all the business owners should not give up in trying to make profits, because they might not know who their potential customer will be. Here is the list of the reference that have been used in making these slides, and the appendix is the picture of Khalila and one of the group member, which is Durra, after the interview session. And this is some pictures of cinnamon rolls that Khalila sells. That's all from us. Thank you.